DBS community, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super video here at Chris, and today we have more red cards to go over. We have the, I'm probably going to say probably about half of the Machine Mutant archetype that we're going to see in this next set. So very interested to see what these cards are. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys like the content. As always, if you guys want to support, you have the sub button, you have the like button, you have the notification button, you have the Patreon, all that fun stuff. You guys can help out and support the channel. And so we have Dr. Mew and Dr. Rildo. I think the old leader was just Dr. Mew, if I'm not mistaken. When this card attacks, play up to one red Machine Mutant with an energy cost of 1 from your hand. I believe that's the same effect as the other one. Or it was like an activate main or something. I don't know. When your life is at 4 or less, or you choose 3 cards from under a Super Sigma card in your battle area, place them under this card. You may draw 1 and restand 1 energy, and then take life down till you have 6. So they're expecting you to awaken very quickly, like turn 2-ish. That's what they're expecting. Dr. Mew and Hyper Meta Rildo, rulers of Planet M2. Hyper Meta, so he's going to be a meta card. Gotcha. All right. Auto, once per turn, when you activate Evolve or Union Absorb, draw 1. That's very non-specific, right? Like, you could run... Obviously, I don't know what's in this archetype yet, outside of the old cards, but you could run Evolve and Union Absorb targets from other type of archetypes and still be able to draw, which is very cool. It's very cool. Not that you would, but you at least have the opportunity to. When this card attacks, play up to 1 Machine Mutant card with an energy cost of 1 from your hand. Same thing. Activate Battle, place up to 1 card from under this card in the owner's drop area. This card gets 5k power for the battle. So just a little 5k pump, and because you put 3 cards underneath him, you can do this 3 times. So that's pretty interesting. Alright, so we have Baby Juvenile Parasite. This is an SR. Permanent if your leader is red and all of your energy is red. Or all of your energy is in rest mode. Your leader gets 1k power. It's interesting. It's I always thought that was interesting because Shadow Sin does the same thing, where you have the, I think it's Whirlwind, which gives your leader 1k for the turn. I always thought that was very interesting. Just gives you a little bit of a boost. It's still like having 5k, essentially. If this card would lose a marker from an opponent's attack, you may place 1 card from under this card in the owner's drop area. Okay. Activate main, draw 1, and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under this. Place it under this card, and then this card gets 10k for the turn. What? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I believe I agree with Peter Katani here. This is why they were changing the rule of taking cards, because this card is just gonna +1 and just take any card. That's insane. So I think this is the first time that Reds actually had spot removal put into the archetype that wasn't, you know, minusing, right? This is very interesting. This could be, and it's a 3 cost. Ugh. It's a 3 cost unison with 10k power. It's realistically not going to die like ever. But now this card fits the same slot as what, Sin Shinran and Jiren, which both of those are just arguably just better in every way. So it's gonna be interesting to see how people want to play this card. I definitely think this card should be something that most decks should purchase if you are playing red, and could be a very interesting side deck card against particular matchups, right? Just being able to just absorb cards and then they don't get them back. That's the thing, is that you keep them. This card is very good. I'd actually like to see an SPR print of this. Metarildo, Ascended, General 7-drop, Double Strike, Barrier Blocker, X-Evolve on top of a Generaldo, energy cost of 5 or more. Activate Battle. If it's your opponent's turn, you place 1 card from under this card in the owner's drop area. Switch this card to active mode, and this card gets -5k for the turn. This is not once per turn. So this is kind of like a weird version of the Ultimate Sin that came out like forever ago. That when you restand it, it -5k for the turn. And does your leader draws off this, right? Yeah, so you're 1-mana cantrips. 1-mana cantrips. Everything so far in this in both archetypes, there's been, I would say 70% of the cards are cantrips, which is very telling that it seems like that's what the game's going to go towards, is just making everything add cards to your hand. They're just adding the Digimon effect, I guess. This is a cool card though. Double Strike Barrier Blocker. It's not a bad card. 5-drop Hyper Metarildo combined power. Blocker. X evolve 1 on top of a Super Sigma. If your leader is a Dr. Mew card, when this card is played, you may draw 1. If you don't, activate 1 Planet M2 from your deck, then shuffle. Okay, we have M2 support. Makes sense. Activate battle. Once per turn, play select the 1 card from under this card in drop area. You may choose one of your opponent's battle cards and add it to their life. If you do, switch this card to active mode. Interesting. So, what's interesting is that if this card's on the field, now it doesn't have barriers, so that is good. But if your opponent doesn't remove this card, you can never all in with battle cards, because they'll just activate main, pop a card underneath this, and then put that card in your life. That's some insane defense. Yeah, that's actually really cool. It's a really cool mechanic. We actually haven't seen that before. Very scary. Very, very scary. 1-drop General Rildo, battle on planet M2. You can absorb once per turn 2 red. Choose up to 1 Super Sigma card in your battle area drop and place it underneath this card. Play up to 1 General Rildo and go up to 5 from your deck or hand on top of this card, then shuffle your deck to look through it. This card is played, draw 1. So this is one of the cards you can play off of your leader effects. You swing, play this card, draw a card. So same thing as just a swing auto draw. It's pretty cool though. Pretty cool effect. General Rildo combination ready. Same top effect, so we're not going to read that. When this card's played, this one searches top 5 for 1 red machine mutant, so just any of the machine mutant archetype, which is just everything. So that's pretty cool. Mechanized Planet. Field, this card is also treated as M2. Okay, so this is also a Planet M2 card. The leader is Dr. Mew. When this card is played in your battle area, draw 2. Then discard 1 card from your hand. So it's activate battle, switch this card to rest mode, shoots to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 1k for the turn. I'd have to look at actual Planet M2. I know Planet M2 does 5. And I don't remember if it draws anything. I can't remember that. I'll have to look. But there may be a situation where you actually ended up running both of these cards. Okay. So we didn't see a Super Sigma at all. So we didn't see any of the actual Robos. We just saw Rildo. So I'm interested to see what they show off tomorrow. Because obviously you need Super Sigma cards to actually be able to run. Obviously there's old Super Sigma cards too. And you can play out a lot of those from your leader, but I'm sure they're going to give us something tomorrow to kind of base this engine off of. So this card, so just some closing arguments here. Just some closing comments. Like I'm a defense attorney or something. I don't know. Baby is a very interesting card. I don't know if it's going to be super playable though, just because of in that 3-drop slot, Sin is better in most cases. Jiren is better in most cases. The fact that this card does have spot removal though does make this card very interesting for particular red decks. Also, having just a unison that can just pick off any battle card that they want and just absorb it. It's very, very powerful. And then this card. This is probably my biggest takeaway, is that this card actually is very, very good. This is technically a draw 2. Because you're drawing off of the evolve if you haven't for that turn. And then you can draw off of this effect, or you can play something from your deck, which is still plussing, because that card then, like that card is also drawing you 2, and then discarding 1. So this card actually is snapped. And then also the bottom effect, being able to just pitch 1 from underneath him, because you are going to evolve, so you're at least going to have 1 target underneath him. But then being able to just put any of your opponent's battle cards in their life, meaning if they can never all in with a battle card. If they do, you just activate main, pop a card underneath it, put that card in their life, and battle ends. So, yeah, I'm very... And this is not, like I said, it's not on your turn. It's just for the either turn. So this card's incredibly good. So I'm excited to see what we find out tomorrow with the rest of the Machine Mutant archetype. And then hopefully this weekend we get some Deck Planet updates so I can start crafting some decks and having some fun with this stuff. So thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.